over direction onto the previous section. So we start to create a square line through the back as the head rounds towards the front, still pulling straight out from the head in a 90-degree angle in relation to the floor and making sure we can clearly see the guide from our previous section. After we've taken a few sections, we cross-check for peace of mind that we are going in the right direction. Take opposite horizontal sections using your thumb to keep the hair out of the way, starting from the bottom, working up to the top of the head, looking for the hair to be square. When cross-checking, we should only be checking. If there's any more hair to come off than dust, then we need to go back to our original vertical sections to adjust. We leave the back hair behind the ear till later and move on to the other side where we do exactly the same method. We take vertical sections, pulling the hair out from the head at a 90-degree angle in relation to the floor, with our fingernails looking away from us. But this time our fingers are pointing to the ceiling, with our elbow pointing to the floor, and vice versa for left hands. The golden rule to producing the same balance on both sides is doing the exact same thing on both sides. If your elbow starts to slip to an angle, your fingers are likely to go to an angle position also, which will create more over direction than the other side where our finger and elbow position was straight. This elbow discipline we urge you to master, as this will save you time and stress in the long and short run and will give you immediate quality and confidence. After our third section, we cross-check just to make sure we are going in the right direction. We simply want the hair to be square through the back. The reason why we cross-check as we go is so we don't get to the end of the haircut and discover we've gone all wonky-donkey and have to start again. Or worse still, because we've run out of time, we just start chopping away anxiously, trying to even and rescue the shape. We are now going to pivot from the top of our last vertical section, cutting the back section behind the ears. Our top section does not move forward. They just start to pivot diagonally and only move forward from the bottom of the section. We still pull the hair out directly towards us with our body staying firmly at the middle back. Fingernails still looking away from us, and our finger and elbow angle now mirrors the angle of the sections, and we over-direct the hair back, always combing from the outside in. The hair we are not cutting is always clipped neatly out of the way. And please note that we are always lifting the hair up and away from the head to create graduation and not combing the hair down, which would create a step. We then cross-check to make sure we are square through the back. If we are more than square and the hair is angled too much and getting too long behind the ear, we need to go back to our original sections to adjust. This is the only way you will discover where you went wrong and make sure you get it right in the future. We do exactly the same on the other side, again pivoting from the top of our last vertical section, not travelling forward at the top of the section at all. It's only at the bottom of the sections that we move as we pivot. On this side, we have to be more cautious of our method, because if we cut this side shorter, then the other side will have to go back to the other side to correct, wasting lots of time. So take extra special care to make sure our balance is right. Putting the hair straight out towards us, lifting the hair up for graduation, and moving our finger and elbow angle to match the angle of the section, keeping our body firmly in the middle back of the head. This pivoting method will create length and graduation behind both ears. We then cross-check using our thumb as a clip, holding the hair above, out of the way. We are not checking, making sure we have over-directed correctly and that we have created a square shape through the back. Cross-checking is insurance that we are going in the right direction before moving on to the next part of the haircut. Middle section, pull the hair out at 90 degrees, finger angle vertical, then angled, parallel and pivoting sections, over direct back and square and cross check. We take a slither horizontal section at the top of our triangle back section, and just like our uniform layer, we cut a rounded line using the top of our very first vertical section that we cut, with our body in front of the section as we move round, so the hair is exactly the same length at the top of this section. We take our other sections below horizontally again and lift the hair straight up to the ceiling so we can see the guide clearly from our first section that we just cut, leaving the bottom of the hair longer and disconnected slightly from the underneath section.
Opposite way.
We do exactly the same thing on the other side. We take a horizontal slither under the top triangle section, aiming to cut a line that's the same length all the way around. To connect the underneath of the hair to the top section we have just cut, we take horizontal sections working down the head, pulling the hair straight up to the ceiling and connecting to the slither top cut, creating longer hair below in the process and a subtle disconnection from the underneath. Take a horizontal slither section, lift the hair up 90 degrees from the head, cut a curved rounded line following the head shape, just cutting the slither section horizontally and take horizontal parallel sections up to the section. We cut the front sides using the same pivoting method we used around the back behind the ears, where our top section does not travel any nearer to the front, only the bottom of our section does. So we just pivot from the top of our triangle section. This will create length and graduation at the front. We keep our sections clean and the hair we are not cutting clip out of the way. Our body stays at the back, our fingernails are looking away from the head and we pull the hair up horizontally and parallel to the floor. Keeping our body firmly at the back and making sure our finger position is square and parallel to the floor guarantees we have to pull the hair back and up, create the hair longer with graduation towards the front. And again, we cross-check horizontally from the bottom up, making sure our hair is getting longer towards the front. We do exactly the same pivot on the other side. We use the very strong guide from the front of the slither we cut in our triangle section, and every time we take a pivot section, we just make sure the top of the section we pivot from is in line with the line that separates the two top sections. Keeping our body firmly at the back, fingernails looking away from the head for added softness, finger position square and parallel to the floor, over-directing the hair back and up so we create length and graduation at the front. As we take each pivot section and pull the hair back, we twist our fingers so they are parallel with the top section that separates the two top sections. Please be aware that it's only the bottom of the pivoted section that travels towards the front, not the top of the section, which stays put the whole way through the pivot. We cross-check again to make sure we are getting longer towards the front. Cross-checking is the only way to find out if we are going in the right direction, which is reassuring if we are, and if we're not, we need to go back to our original sections to adjust. This tenacity is the only way that we'll make sure that we get our head around the method. Let's have a head check. Take pivoting sections, fingernail